Science for Standard 9. Our chapter is chapter number 9, Force and Laws of Motion. In this chapter, up till now we have done about the Newton's first law of motion and the Newton's second law of motion. So Newton's first law of motion gives us the definition of force. First law. And the Newton's second law gives us the magnitude, means the quantity of force. This is the difference. This is first law gives the definition, second law gives the quantity, means F is equal to NA. So we can calculate the force with the derivation of Newton's second law of motion. Here we are getting the equation for Newton's second law of motion. Now also we know the unit of force is Newton. If we have to write only N, so it should be in capital. But instead of that, we can write Newton like this. So when we write the full name here, don't write this in capital. This is the rule to write the unit. So when we write only N, it should be a capital. When we write Newton full name, so it should not be capital. And again, there is another unit of force is dyne. Just like we are having the two units, so many more units of the length, means meter, centimeter and kilometer. Like that, there are two main units of force are Newton and other dyne. Now what is the relation between Newton and dyne? Just the relation between meter and centimeter. 100 centimeter is equal to 1 meter. Just like this, we can say 1 Newton is equal to 10 raised to 5 dyne. So this is the relation between the two units of the same quantity, that is force. And Newton's second law gives the magnitude of the force. Now today we will learn about the Newton's third law of motion. All the three laws are given by Newton. Third law. It's very interesting one, students. In Newton's first law, only one type of force is acting on an object. It is also called the law of inertia. In Newton's second law, there is only one force is there, which is acting on an object. But in Newton's third law, there are a couple of forces. Means two forces are acting on two objects. So here we can say that, suppose I will explain this with an example. When I throw a ball on the wall, what will happen? The ball will come to me with the same force. If I throw with force, it will come with the same force. So here we can say, first the ball is throwing by me, and the second force is response is giving by the ball. So when I throw the ball, it's called action, and the response by the ball is called reaction. So two forces, action and reaction. And here these two forces are acting in the opposite direction because it comes back to me. But what is equal? Magnitude is equal. Forces are equal. The magnitude of forces are equal. So what the Newton's third law states? It states that object action and reaction. Action is the force. Reaction is also the force. action and reaction are equal in magnitude, opposite in direction. And one third thing we have to consider here, these action and reaction are acting on two different objects, not on the same object. Action is on ball. I am throwing the ball. And reaction from ball to me. So action and reaction are equal in magnitude, opposite in direction. And what third thing? They are acting on two different objects. So this is the main statement of Newton's third law of motion. Students, it is given in your textbook. Underline it. Keep a pencil in your hand. Page number 122 here. Page number 122, it is given here. You can find it there. Every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Now don't write however it must be remembered, but write that the action and reaction always acts on two different objects. This is the Newton's third law of motion. It's very easy, also very interesting, students. I will explain with some more examples. What do we do while swimming? While swimming, with our hand, we pushes the water backward. Due to that, our body pushes forward. So here, action. What is action? We push the water back. And what is reaction? Our body goes forward. So in swimming, there is a action and reaction. In which force we do the action, we get the reaction with the same force, students. So, but objects are opposite. Directions are opposite and objects are two different objects. Water and body. And what is the direction? Water goes backward. Body goes forward. So directions are opposite. Objects are different. And action and reaction magnitude is equal. So what is equal? Magnitude are equal. Magnitude of forces are equal. What is opposite? Directions are opposite. What is different? Two objects are different. So you have to remember three words: equal, opposite, and different. What is equal? Forces are equal. We can say more particularly, magnitude of forces are equal. What is opposite? Direction of forces are opposite. What is different? Two objects are different. So this is the Newton's third law. Again I will give one more example. Suppose a soldier fire a bullet from gun. As he fires the bullet from a gun, bullet goes in a straight direction, means in forward. At the same time, he feels that the gun is moving in the opposite direction, in this way. So why this happens? Because the reaction and action are opposite in direction. There are so many examples around us which gives the proof of this Newton's third law of motion, action and reaction. So many examples are given in your textbook, page number C123, figure 9.12. As the sailor jumps in forward direction, the boat moves backward direction. So this is also because he is going forward. Boat is going backward with the same force. directions are opposite. These are the examples of Newton's third law of motion. Many more examples are given in your textbook. But today I will tell you to do one activity. Page number 124. Activity 9.5. You have to do at home. And I will ask you when we meet in the classroom. Okay, student? So each and every student have to do this activity. It's very easy and interesting also, students. So, what is that activity? Take a big rubber balloon, inflate fully. See, take a balloon, fill up it with air, tie a thread on its neck and stick it with a straw. Pass the thread from the straw and adjust as given in the figure. You all are having textbook with you. And after that, after tying the both ends of the thread onto opposite parts, also two students or two family members can hold the thread. Now slowly open the mouth, open the neck of the balloon. So what will happen? Air will come out from that balloon. And you can see here very interestingly that balloon will go forward. Air is coming in that direction, coming out from the balloon in that direction. Balloon is going in the forward direction. So here again Newton's third law. Action and reaction are equal in magnitude, opposite in direction. Forces act on two different objects. Again, I will explain this. Take a balloon, fill it fully with air, tie its mouth, stick a straw on it, pass a thread from it and tie these two ends of a rope with two objects. It should be in the straight line. There should not be the U-turn. It should be straight line. And now slowly open the mouth, untie it. So what will happen? The air will come out from the balloon and balloon will go in the forward direction. If it is the big balloon and the gap is big, you will see, you will enjoy this activity, students. So when we meet in the classroom, I will ask each and every student to show your activity. So you are having now time, do it. It's very nice and very interesting activity. So this activity you have to do in homework, students. Also, today we will see one more thing here, one more derivation here, students. And that is conservation of momentum. You know what is momentum? You know what is momentum? Momentum is the product of mass and velocity. Now, we will derive the equation for conservation of momentum. There are so many derivations in standard 9. We have done so many from here in the previous chapter and this chapter also. Today one more derivation, conservation of momentum. Very interestingly, I will derive it. First of all, I will explain what it is, and then we will derive. I will give you in very simple form, so it will be easy to remember you. Now suppose there are two balls. Suppose this is ball A, this is ball B. So mass of this ball is Ma and mass of this ball is Mb. They are going in the same direction, and here we consider that velocity of ball A is greater than velocity of ball B. So velocity of this ball is greater than this ball, and they are going in the same direction. So after some time, collision will be takes place. They will collide with each other because its velocity is greater, its velocity is less. So after some time, what will happen? These two balls will come in contact with each other. This is ball A, this is ball B. They will collide with each other. So what will happen here? Again, as per Newton's third law, this will apply force on this, and similarly ball B will apply on ball A. So we can't use here apply, but ball A will exert a force on B, and ball B will exert a force on ball FAB. Force by A on B, but in opposite direction. FBA. Equal in magnitude, opposite in direction. The force will be exerted by ball B on ball A. So this is before collision. This is before collision. This is before collision. This is at the time of collision. So they will collide with each other. What will happen? Their velocity will be changed. While playing a marble, you can experience this type of forces. When you throw the marble, so velocity will changes. So after collision, what will happen? Again, masses remains constant. Mass never changes. Masses of A and B, but their velocity will be changed. It is called VA and it is called VB. So these are the initial velocities, UA and UB. Students, write U in this way and V sharp. Otherwise, U and V will looks like same, so it will confuse. Okay, students. So here, before collision, they are going in the same direction. Before collision, they will collide because why? This is very important, students. Because the velocity of U is more than velocity of A is more than B. Otherwise, if it is in the opposite way, then B will go much more ahead than that of the A. So here, this is very important. At the time of collision, when they collide, force exerted by A on B FAB. In the same way, reaction is there. So in the same way, the force exerted by B on A, but directions are opposite. So after collision, what will happen? After collision, the masses remains constant, but what will be changed? their velocities will be changed. The velocity of ball A will be VA and velocity of ball will be VB. This is the initial velocity, UA, UB. This is the final velocity, VA and VB. This actually happens. This is at the time of collision. You have to write here, at the time of collision. So these are the three situations: before collision, at the time of collision, and after collision. So this is the situation, and we have to derive the formula for this. So we will start the actual derivation, but during the derivation, I want to draw this figure. It is actually given in your textbook. So at that place, I will write just draw the figure. It means you have to draw this figure. Okay, students? Now, we will start with our derivation. Here, again you have to remember one thing, that there is no any external unbalanced force act on it. Unbalanced external force act. So this should be the situation. Now, we start with our derivation for the conservation of momentum. Very important, students. Now, derivation. Suppose two objects balls A and B, say, are traveling in a same straight line direction. There is no any external unbalanced force. Now, there are three situations. Students, in the textbook, it is given in somewhat complicated way. Here, I am giving you in a very simple. So, I will divide this derivation in three parts: before collision, at the time of collision, and after collision. What is happening? Let's see. So, before that, before I start, you have to draw the figure here. Here, let the masses are MA and MB. So the mass of ball A is MA. This is A. So mass is A. And mass of ball B is MB. So here, after that, you have to draw the figure here. Which one it is given in your textbook? 9.14.1. Very important derivation. Each and everything should be there. Now, before collision. Velocities are UA and UB. And we can say momentum. Momenta is the plural form of momentum. So momenta are, we know, momentum is mass into velocity. What is mass? Ma. What is velocity? UA. And what mass of ball B, mv. What is velocity? So these are called momenta. Momenta is the plural form of momentum. If it is singular, momentum. If it is in plural form, momentum. So velocities are UA and UB. Momenta. Mass into velocity. We know. What is momentum? Product of mass and velocity. So MA, UA and MV, UB. So this is before college. Now, what is there after college? Sorry, at the time of college, students. All the three figures you have to draw before the derivation means where it is noted. At the time of collision, what happens? Force exerted by ball A on ball B is equal to F A B, and force exerted by ball B on A is equal to F B. This will happen at the time of collision. This is before collision. They are traveling in the same straight line direction. There is no external force. Mass is fixed MA and MB. Here you have to draw the figure. Then before collision, this is the situation. Velocity of ball A is UA. Velocity of ball B is UB. Momenta are MA UA and MB UB. So this is before collision. This is at the time of collision. And now third situation, after collision. After collision, what happens? We have discussed velocity are VA and VB. So momenta are mass constant. So MAVA and MOBVB. Okay, students. So these are the three situations. Now, next point. What is the change in momentum? Of ball A. Second momentum is MAVA. And first momentum is MAUA. So what is change in momentum? This minus this. You can take MA common. VA. Otherwise, write it as it is. No need of taking common. So next is rate of change in momentum is equal to, when I already explained, when there is this word rate, it is related with time. So MAVA minus MAUA upon T. Okay, students, and it is rate of change in momentum is the force exerted by ball A on B. Means it is FAB. Therefore, FAB is equal to MAVA minus MAUA upon T. Write down this much, then I will rub it. Okay? It's very important, students. Note down this. You have to write in exam also in this way only. Okay, similarly, force exerted by ball B on A is equal to MBVB minus MBUB upon T. According to Newton's third law, action and reaction are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. So here this negative sign indicates directions are opposite. Means here MAVA minus MAUA upon T is equal to MBVB minus MBUB upon T. But what is that? The sign is negative, students. Is equal to the negative sign. It's very important because directions are opposite. Now both the sets TT will get cancelled. So we are getting MAVA minus MAVA minus MAUA is equal to this minus sign minus MBVB. This minus become plus MBUB. Now bring this negative term on LHS and this negative term on RHS. So what will be? MAUA, MAVA plus it will come here MBVB is equal to. I will bring this on the x side. So MAUA plus MBUB. So this is the derivation of conservation of momentum related to the Newton's third law of motion. What it means? It means that momentum before collision. Here this is before. The sum of the momenta before collision is equal to the sum of the momenta after collision. So this is the derivation you have to write in the exam in the same way which I wrote here. So it's very important to note down these, students. So this is a mathematical form, but in your textbook, page number 124, here it is given. Page number 124, here the definition of conservation of momentum is given. So you have to write, underline this, the sum of the momenta of two objects before collision is equal to the sum of the momenta after collision, provided there is no external unbalanced force on it. So this is very important. No external unbalanced force, students. So in this way you have to write the derivation in your text, in your Farrell also, and also in your exam. I hope that you are getting the point. Okay, so now the time for homework, students. On coming Sunday you are having the test of science and the chapter 9 will be asked. Questions from chapter 9 will be asked. State and derive Newton's conservation of law of conservation of momentum. Question 1 and question 2. State Newton's third law of motion with example. This is the homework for today. Okay, just note down it. And students, again you have to do that activity which I have explained. It's very easy and interesting. So this is for today's work. Okay students, bye, take care. We will meet in the next session.